His Excellency Dr. Jaishankar needs no introduction. Dr. Jaishankar visited us in March 2017 in his capacity as Foreign Secretary, and I would like to thank him for visiting Mauritius again. We extend a very warm welcome to him as a friend and a well-wisher of Mauritius. His visit will give an added momentum to what we consider already as a unique, trusted, and enduring relationship with India. Allow me at the outset to express my condolences and that of the government and the people of Mauritius for the loss of lives following the Uttarakhand glacier disaster earlier this month. This morning, I had a very fruitful meeting with Dr. Jaishankar, where we reviewed several aspects of our cooperation and relationship and how to best move forward. Bilaterally, we reaffirmed our joint commitment to support efforts for COVID-19 vaccine access across the developing world and to support our economic recovery. Regionally, we agreed to continue to work in support of our common interests in an open and prosperous and secure Indian Ocean. Multilaterally, we had converging views on the need to work together to strengthen the rules-based international order and global governance institutions, including those of the United Nations system. Here, I must again congratulate India for her election as a non-permanent member on the United Nations Security Council for a 2-year term which started on the 1st of January of this year. In welcoming India's return to the Security Council, we emphatically reiterate our unreserved support for India to serve as a permanent member of the Security Council. The key focus of our meeting today was unavoidably on the persisting COVID-19 challenges. We applaud Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi ji for his assurances to the global community that India's vaccine production and delivery capacity will be used to help all humanity in fighting the COVID-19 crisis. We are grateful to the Government of India for the donation of 100,000 doses of vaccines in January this year and for facilitating the procurement of another 100,000 doses which have just been handed over today. We've welcomed the assistance of India for the procurement of a further 200,000 doses of vaccines, which we are expecting in the coming month. We had the opportunity to again acknowledge this morning with gratitude the emergency assistance provided by India for the relief salvage operations following the oil spill which occurred when the bulk carrier MV Wakashio ran aground on the coral reef in July last year. Our meeting was followed by the signature and exchange of a series of cooperation instruments, namely the Comprehensive Economic Cooperation Partnership Agreement, SECPA, the Dollar Credit Line Agreement, the Letter of Exchange for lease of passenger variant Dornier and advanced light helicopter, the Letter of Exchange on support towards construction of renal transport unit in Mauritius, the exchange of contract for 8 megawatt solar photovoltaic farm project at Tamarind Falls, Henrietta, and the MOU on consumer protection and legal metrology. These instruments capture the widening breadth and scope of a stronger Mauritius-India partnership It confirms the development-oriented approach that drives our partnership. I wish to highlight the fact that the Comprehensive Economic Cooperation Partnership Agreement is the first of its kind signed by India with an African country. This landmark agreement is far-reaching and should unleash new and expanded opportunities in trade, in goods and services, investment, economic cooperation, and technical assistance. The SECPA will encourage Indian entrepreneurs to invest both in Mauritius and across the whole region, thus consolidating our ambition of making Mauritius a strategic regional economic hub and a center of excellence. The SECPA coincides with the launch at the beginning of the year of the African Continental Free Trade Area, home to an estimated 1.3 billion consumers with a rising middle-class component. Thus, the SECPA and the African Continental Free Trade Area provide together a high scope for fostering Indian investments in the continent via the Mauritius Gateway, particularly through leveraging India-Africa value chains in many areas such as textiles, pharmaceuticals, agro-industry, and ICT. In this regard, as India seeks to step her vast and multi-layered cooperation with the African continent through the next edition of the India-Africa Forum, Mauritius aspires to play a greater role in these engagements as a gateway between India and Africa. We also discussed on India's space program, and we acknowledge that India is helping more than 50 countries, including Mauritius, to boost the space technology and resultant services, including capacity program driven by the Indian Space and Research Organization. We continue to look to India as an indispensable partner for assistance in building up air capabilities to derive benefits of space technology. Mauritius and India remain committed to working together bilaterally and with regional partners to enhance capacity for sustainable management of marine resources and to address challenges in the maritime domains, including piracy and multiple forms of maritime crime. In doing so, we will build on the wide-ranging defense cooperation, which we highly value and which spans capacity building, coastal surveillance, hydrographic surveys, providing deterrence to piracy and illegal fishing in the region, and the establishment of coastal radar surveillance systems. We recall here that it was during his official visit in 2015 to Mauritius that Sri Narendra Modi ji spelled out India's vision for the Indian Ocean, which is security and growth for all in the region, also known as Sagar. As frontline states of the Indian Ocean, we have the common ambition and the responsibility of preserving and working for a safe, secure, and prosperous Indian Ocean. As a reflection of this ambition, we intend to host the third edition of the Ministerial Conference on Maritime Security this year, and we very much rely on the contribution of India to the proceedings. Ensuring peace and respect for the rule of law in the Indo-Pacific region was one of the issues which I discussed with Dr. Jaishankar during our meeting earlier today. I welcome the renewed commitment of the Quad countries to upholding a rules-based international order, underpinned by respect for territorial integrity and sovereignty, the rule of law, transparency, freedom of navigation in the international waters, and peaceful resolution of disputes. Adherence to these principles is crucial to the maintenance of peace and friendliness amongst nations, based on the respect for the rule of law. In that context, we reviewed the latest developments in respect of the completion of the decolonization of Mauritius, a matter on which India has given its unflinching support right from the beginning of our struggle. I had the opportunity to again thank India for its continued support for a resolution of the matter in accordance with international law, and to reiterate that the completion of the decolonization process of Mauritius will have no implications for the maintenance of the defense operations in Diego Garcia. Similarly, we are confident of the support of India in facilitating an early exit of Mauritius from the grey list of the Financial Action Task Force, based on our good records of implementation of the action plan. We have agreed with the FATF to address the deficiencies identified in our anti-money laundering and counter-terrorism financing regimes. An early exit will restore our international reputation as a jurisdiction of choice and substance, supported by our excellent credentials on the ease of doing business. I have no doubt that the visit of Dr. Jaishankar will give a new impetus to the excellent relationship between Mauritius and India, and that our partnership, focused on purposeful action, is called upon to take a more strategic orientation in the future. To conclude, let me convey through you, Excellency, my best feelings of well-being to Sri Narendra Modi ji. We look forward to his next visit to Mauritius at the earliest available opportunity. Thank you.
Your Excellency, Prime Minister Praveen Jagannath, Honorable Ministers of the Government, senior officials and dignitaries, friends of the media, ladies and gentlemen. Good afternoon. Prime Minister, I am truly delighted to visit Mauritius once again. I fondly recall my last visit, which was 4 years ago, and that was as Foreign Secretary. And I'm happy that many of the ideas that were then on the drawing board have now become reality. So let me start, Prime Minister, by complimenting your leadership and the performance of your government. Every time I visit your beautiful country, I'm touched by the warmth and affection for India here, and recognize the deep emotional and cultural ties between our people. The vibrancy of the Mauritius society and its traditions and our enduring bonds of democracy and pluralism will always bind us together. I would also like to convey my heartfelt appreciation to you, Prime Minister, and to the government of Mauritius and my counterpart for the warm welcome and generous hospitality extended to me and my delegation, as well as the painstaking and elaborate COVID-compliant arrangements made for our visit. Mauritius is one of the few COVID-safe countries in the world, and I congratulate you, Prime Minister, and your team for so commendably managing the COVID-19 pandemic through timely and decisive measures. Your government is now focused on economic recovery and revival of livelihoods, an effort in which India, I assure you, will be a ready partner. In 2015, when Prime Minister Narendra Modi addressed the National Assembly of Mauritius, he had assured all of you that India will always be with Mauritius in support of your efforts and in joy for your successes. I'm glad that during the course of the past 1 year, through trying times that brought about by the COVID pandemic, India stood together with the people of Mauritius. Through the 23 tons of essential medicines, 500,000 tablets of hydroxychloroquine, a special consignment of Ayurvedic medicines, and a 14-member medical assistance team under our mission Saga, India's helping hand was always over the horizon, responsive, resolute, and reliable. I'm also happy that India was able to provide immediate assistance to deal with the unfortunate MV Vakashio oil spill accident by deploying an Indian Navy ship, an Indian Air Force special aircraft, and a 10-member technical response team of the Indian Coast Guard, along with 30 tons of specialized technical equipment for containing the oil spill and undertaking the salvage operations. As one of our key priority partners, 100,000 doses of made in India COVID vaccine also reached Mauritius immediately after we rolled out our own vaccination program in India. This was a clear and telling demonstration of the extraordinary relationship between our countries and the place that Mauritius holds in our hearts. An additional 100,000 doses of vaccines also reached Mauritius today, and you saw me doing the handing over to the Prime Minister. And we were truly glad to facilitate this commercial procurement, for which I hope further consignments would be arriving in the coming weeks. Friends, symbolizing the unceasing nature of our cooperation, our two Prime Ministers inaugurated the new Supreme Court building virtually on 30th July last year, when the pandemic was at its peak. Despite challenges, it is impressive that all the 5 development projects announced by India in 2017 under the Special Economic Package have been completed. These include Phase 1 of the Metro Express project, the new Supreme Court building, the new ENT hospital, the supply of electronic tablets for Mauritian school children, and 956 social housing units which will be made operational soon. Let me take this opportunity to thank the Honorable Prime Minister and the Government of Mauritius for the cooperation and excellent management due to which these high-quality projects were executed in a timely manner. Prime Minister, we globally do development partnerships with more than 100 countries across the world. It's not always easy, and there are numerous challenges at both ends. But I would like to take this opportunity to stress how positive our experiences in Mauritius has been in recent years. I compliment the governance quality under your leadership, Prime Minister, that has enabled complicated and impactful projects to unfold so smoothly. We hold it up as an example to our other partners across the world. This is truly a case where the people of a nation have been well served by the commitment of the government to harness international partnerships for larger good. I'm particularly glad to see that the ENT hospital plays a key role in Mauritius's fight against COVID-19, and that the metro has emerged as a popular, environment-friendly, rapid transport system that I believe has already crossed a ridership of 3.1 million in a short space of time. As far as the e-tablet project's contribution in digitally empowering school children is concerned, the fact that the government of Mauritius intends to further expand the project is itself a testimony to its success. I have no doubt that the 956 social housing units will also be well received by the Mauritian people. I'm greatly looking forward to seeing some of these projects tomorrow today and tomorrow during the course of my visit. Excellencies, friends, today is indeed a special day in our special relationship. India is privileged to have entered into a comprehensive economic cooperation and partnership agreement, SECPA, with Mauritius. This agreement is India's first such agreement with an African country, as noted by the Prime Minister. It will provide a timely boost for the revival of our post-COVID economies and also enable Indian investors to use Mauritius as a launchpad for business expansion into continental Africa, helping the prospect of Mauritius emerging as a hub of Africa. The SECPA provides preferential access to Mauritius for the bulk of the trade and also many aspirational items for the future into the Indian market of over 1 billion people. These include frozen fish, specialty sugar, biscuits, fresh fruits, juices, mineral water, soaps, bags, medical and surgical equipment, and apparel. The current global imports of India on these products is well over $15 billion. This is therefore a significant opportunity for Mauritius to benefit from the access to the Indian market. Just to illustrate some of the benefits, Mauritius will get preferential access for the export of 40,000 tons of sugar into India at an early time frame. Similarly, there will also be access for the export of 7.5 million pieces of apparel. As regards trade and services, India has offered 95 subsectors from 11 broad services sector. Services contribute, I believe, 76% of the GDP of Mauritius, and SECPA will surely boost the dynamism of the services sector in Mauritius. The SECPA could also facilitate Indian investment in the services sector in Mauritius, especially in the ICT sector, as Indian companies could benefit by leveraging the bilingual prowess of Mauritius for investments in Francophone Africa. I'm also happy today to see that the agreement which will be providing for a Dornier aircraft and an advanced light helicopter Dhruv on lease to Mauritius on gratis basis for 2 years, helping shore up its capabilities to patrol and monitor its extensive maritime domain more effectively. A special $100 million defense line of credit has also been signed today, which will enable the procurement of defense assets from India as per the needs of your government. These initiatives underline, once again, that in the security of Mauritius, that the security of Mauritius is the security of India. In the prosperity of Mauritius is our prosperity. Friends, among the unique facets of our relationship are our time-tested cultural bonds. To strengthen them even more, I'm happy to announce today that the Ayurveda chair at the University of Mauritius and the ICCR chair of Sanskrit and Indian philosophy at the Mahatma Gandhi Institute have both been identified and will be joining in the near future. Friends, I had today the honor of calling on the Prime Minister, spending time in a lengthy review of our comprehensive and important bilateral relationship. Our discussions, I believe, were very productive and forward-looking, and we really reviewed all aspects of the relationship as well as the status of the implementation of various projects. Prime Minister and I also discussed the issue of the Chagos archipelago today. I assured Prime Minister of India's steadfast, principled support on this issue, as has been demonstrated in the past. I also had the honor of meeting the Honorable Minister of Foreign Affairs, Land Transport and Light Rail, His Excellency Mr. Alan Ganu. Later today, I will have the honor of calling on the Honorable President of Mauritius, His Excellency Prithviraj Singh Rupunj, as well as the former Prime Minister, Right Honorable Sir Anirudh Jagannath. I'm also looking forward to the privilege of inaugurating the new Chancery cum residential premises of the Indian High Commission in Mauritius at Ebene tomorrow, in the august presence, I hope, of the Prime Minister and the Honorable Foreign Minister. I'm equally eager to meet the vibrant Indian community and members of various socio-cultural organizations that impress us with their exemplary dedication and contribution to forging closer ties between our two countries. Before closing, let me also share with you that I conveyed to the Prime Minister an official invitation from Prime Minister Narendra Modi to visit India at a mutually convenient time. I also extend a warm invitation to my friend and counterpart, Foreign Minister Alan Ganu, to visit India at the earliest opportunity. Once again, I thank you for your attention.